Yo, what is up, everybody? We have a special guest today in studio. I've had one guest in studio before, and that's Carrington. This is Kylie. Say what up.
Hi, how is everybody? So happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks for being willing. Me and Kylie been talking for a while about like doing a collab like this because you live in Springfield, right?
I do, yeah. I live outside of Springfield, but southern Missouri.
Oh, I wish I would have thought about it. I would have pulled up a photo because you're like on land.
Yeah,
You don't have neighbors.
No, we've got neighbors. You don't really see them. We've got a couple acres out there, so we're outside of Springfield. But
Okay.
Got married. I guess it's been 6 months today. Oh my gosh, it's our anniversary. Look at that.
Half year.
Half a year. So we got married 6 months ago, built a house just after COVID, right outside of Springfield. And yeah, we've got a few acres and some pets that just roam around, and yeah, we love it. But originally from Kansas City, so making it back up here is never a problem. I get to see family and get to see my mom, my brother, grandparents. So always love coming back, and it's an easy drive. So love it.
And you're going to lunch with your mom today.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Oh my gosh, I have to get some barbecue when I'm in town every time. It's like not even a question at this point. She's like, "So which barbecue spot are we going to?" So
Where are you going?
We're doing Jack Stack today.
All right.
Yeah.
Lee Summit?
Yeah.
That's a good spot.
It is. And you can't skip out on that cheesy corn. Are you a big sides person?
Danny loves the sides.
Yeah.
So cheesy corn, the cheesy potatoes, like all our kids like there. We always make sure to get the carrot cake after.
Oh.
Yeah. Have you ever had the carrot cake?
No.
Oh, no, really?
No, like really?
You have to get it today.
Okay.
If you like desserts, their carrot. Anybody watching that goes to Jack Stack, would you say their carrot cake's good? I think it's fantastic. But we like their burn ends there. Like if we're talking meat, burn ends, brisket.
They have good ribs.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just because maybe it's just the white guy in me. I can't do the ribs. I don't like getting my hands dirty.
It's a commitment as far as that goes. Yeah, you definitely have to commit. I don't know if I'm in like the best shirt for it. You can't wear white, but.
Oh, speaking of, you gotta at least show that shirt a little bit.
Oh my gosh, 'tis the
Look at
season.
this shirt.
I don't know if you can see.
In Veach we trust. Let's go.
I feel like I wanted to bring the vibes. It's April 1st. We are officially in draft month. So I was like, Brett Veach, all in. We got to trust this guy. Yeah, it's that time. Bring the vibes. What do you got?
I got the legend.
Oh, DT.
Got the legend.
The best. I recently found so my mom just moved recently, and we were up here middle of February, and I was like unboxing some of her stuff, and there was an old Derek Thomas jersey that she didn't even know she had. She didn't even know she had it, and I was like, it was like opening Christmas presents on Christmas morning. I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, what is this? She goes, oh, you can have that. So now I have a brand new, well, it's not brand new, but I've got a vintage Derek Thomas jersey waiting for me to wear next season. I cannot wait. So
I had a few jerseys as a kid, and I had I think a knockoff Derek Thomas jersey. So I told my wife, she was like, hey, if you ever got another jersey, what would you want? Because I have them all. I'm not a big jersey guy. The signed Tyreek one over there I got sent, that's dope, but I only have, growing up I had like Jamal Charles, DT, I had a Christian Okoye, but grew out of them all. So I had a Mahomes. She's like, well, if you got another jersey, what would you want? And I said, well, probably either Kelsey or honestly Derek Thomas. And they surprised me for Christmas with the Derek Thomas jersey, and I actually got choked up. I wasn't expecting it. So it was really cool. That was a cool Christmas gift.
That's really cool. I would cry too. Like Derek Thomas, for me, going way back. I mean, he's just my favorite player. I think it's hard not to say Patrick Mahomes, obviously, for what he's done for the city and the organization. But Derek Thomas in the '90s. I mean, oh my gosh. I think I met him at Toys R Us one time. I don't know, like as a kid.
You did?
Yeah, like you would like go to Toys R Us and get in line, and he was like signing autographs. I like have vague memories of me getting in line and getting an autograph with him. I think Neil Smith was there too.
Dude, that's
one of those like crazy memories. Yeah, but Derek Thomas is the best. That's a crazy. Did you get red or white?
Red.
Oh,
I'm nervous about white jerseys.
Again, yeah, you can't eat barbecue
dirty
in a white jersey.
Yo, Baller, thanks for the 2. First dono of the day. Appreciate that, man. I see a lot of people, a lot of familiar faces in here. Chief for life. Who is this? Who is Orion Guided? Who is that? How is he a mod? Who is this guy? That is an unfamiliar name to me. He must have changed. A mod must have changed their name. Danny's in here. Wait, Venmo. Get it? I will Venmo you. What is Danny buying? Icefish said is the black hoodie on your website. No, this is just from Raffle. What is it?
Rally House.
Rally House.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so this is how I got
good stuff.
This is how I got this thing. We went to Union Station for the KC Beer Fest or something. You familiar with that?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
It was sold out, so we couldn't get in. But they had a Rally House pop-up, I think, there. And so we went and looked in, and I'm like a minimalist guy. Like I don't wear a lot of bright colors. If I do, it's under like this or my other black jacket. But anyway, Danny saw this and he's like, you got to get it. So anyway, everybody's been asking me if it's in my merch store. I'm like, I can't sell this. Or I can't sell the logo. So it's from Rally House.
Rally House has some really great stuff. I can't go in there because I just can't be trusted. I'll walk out with something when I don't need anything. But I will say, when we won the Super Bowl a couple years ago, I went crazy and bought everything everywhere because I was like, we won! Oh my gosh! And it had been 50 years. But this last time around, I was a little bit more reserved. I was proud of myself. I was like, look at that. I think I'm growing up. I saved a little bit more money this time. I still bought some stuff. But yeah, I was not quite as crazy as I was the first time around that we won with merch anyways.
I was the same. I mean, honestly, when I bought the Patrick Mahomes jersey, the first playoff game he won.
Oh.
Because I was like, it's over. The curse. It's lifted. I was like, oh my God. So I bought a jersey that night. We were not making very much at that time. So it was kind of a jersey's expensive, dude. It's like $140 or whatever. My wife was like, are you sure? And I was like, I got to get this jersey, because my wife's from Cali.
Oh.
She didn't grow up really watching ball, but we had something in common from the beginning. She's like, well, I didn't really grow up watching football, but I hate Raiders. I hate the Raiders. I was like, oh, well, you're welcome over here. That's fine. She obviously is a Chiefs fan now. She's been in Kansas City for 12, 13 years. We've been married for almost 10. But yeah, at the beginning, she's like, yeah, I don't really watch ball, but I hate the Raiders. And I was like, fair enough. Where was I going with this? Do you remember?
I don't know, but I have to understand how she just hates the Raiders. Was there a reason behind it? Because it just feels so meant to be.
Yeah, so in Cali, she was more around I think 49ers fans. And they didn't like Raiders either. So I was like, well, that works. I was going somewhere with that story and I lost it. Yo, Chris with the 5 gifted. Thanks so much, man. Chris, 5 gifted right. Walking by his nickname. Let's go, dude. So, for those of you who don't know, Kylie has been, let me back up. You're born and raised in Kansas City, right? Born
and raised, yeah.
Where'd you go to school?
I went to Ray-Pec, so I'm actually from Raymore. Okay. So, for those of you familiar with the Kansas City area, it's south side, suburb area. But yeah, go Panthers. And just grew up here, went to school down at Missouri State, down in Springfield. Met my wonderful, wonderful husband, Nick. And then, yeah, the rest is history. Now we've got some land, a house down there. But a dog, yeah, cats, all the things. So I'm back once a month. I still bleed Chiefs, everything Kansas City. I still like to say I'm from Kansas City. Still have an 816 phone number. I won't give it up. I'm like, no, that's staying with me. So, yeah, I still hold Kansas City so close to my heart.
So it's funny. I was born on the Missouri side, moved to the Kansas side. Do you know where Baser, Kansas is?
I do. I played softball out there a couple times.
Yeah, Field of Dreams?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I grew up there. I moved there in 2nd grade and graduated high school there. But in middle school, my grandma, she bought me a phone and a phone, like a line on her plan, and it was 816. And I was so stoked. I was over in Kansas. And I had the 816 number. I was representing KCMO and moved back pretty much right after graduated, moved back to the Missouri side, the best side.
Yep. But people don't get that. You say you're like, oh, I'm from the Missouri side. And people who aren't from the area or from Kansas City, they're like, doesn't matter. I'm like, it matters. Trust me, it matters. But I'm glad you didn't have to have that 913 number.
Yeah. And I still have the same number, by the way, from middle school.
Me too.
Number. Same number. So sometimes people will text me. I've had, since the YouTube channel kind of blew up, I had some people text me. And they're like, yo, congrats on the channel. love watching the growth, but I've had the same number so long. I'm like,
Yeah.
sorry, man. Who is this? I'm so sorry. I don't have this number saved. So
I know. Part of me thinks like maybe I should get a new number to like, because I have a couple instances like that where I'm like, I don't even know who half these people in my phone book are anymore. But I'm not going to do it. I'm keeping 816. 816 for life.
That's right. Let's go. Chiefs fan for life, speaking of for life, with the 5. Cole, can you confirm or deny the rumor circulating online that you're harboring Chiefsaholic as a good luck charm for the 2023 season? Well, since the guy got caught, I mean, I don't know if that's a good luck charm. He's not here. Promise.
Can confirm he's not here.
He ain't here. But Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce are looking for him. If you know where he is, feel free to email him because I think they're setting up a trap for the guy, to be honest.
It does feel like a cheese trap. That's what I was saying. Like, if he actually does come on their show, I mean, first of all, there's going to be like police officers waiting, right? Like, there's no way they're just going to be like, oh, yeah, let him do the show. That'll be funny. Although I would love to see an interview with him and them.
I honestly feel like it could happen. He would just do it remote from like a phone. I honestly think he would do it. I honestly think he would do it. Captain Redbeard, Missouri State alum here too. Hey, let's go.
Let's go. Go Bears, right?
So where I was going with this, I'm pretty ADD, so I'm going back. But so you're born and raised Chiefs fan, been in the area, and she has a pretty heavy Twitter following, like 12,000 subs. Yeah, 11,000 subs. Make sure you guys follow her on Twitter. Link is in the description. She posts a lot of Chiefs stuff, a lot of troll stuff about the Chiefs. You'll find her in the comments. Well, I don't know if you've calmed down on this or not, but she's often arguing with or schooling Bengals fans or Bills fans. Maybe that's calmed down in the off season, but
yeah, I feel like during the season I like to get riled up with the Bengals fans, but after a while for the Bengals, it just gets kind of sad. Like they love to flex that AFC championship and they don't care that they don't have a Lombardi. And so after a while the arguing feels like you're just kind of arguing with a wall. And I mean, no offense if there are Bengals fans in the comments right now, but yeah, I mean, once the season gets started and we're back in Bengals week, and I know we play them next season, it'll be right back where it was, and I'll be right there ready to go after them.
We had a Bengals fan, so I do a Friday afternoon Q&A.
Yeah.
We had a Bengals fan in here in the comments randomly just saying, what did he say, guys? Something like, Burrow is 3-1 against Patrick Mahomes. And I schooled him. I took him back to class. But the thing is, they're just holding on to these regular season wins. Yeah. And then they just coming in here with Burrowhead. I'm like, it's 1-1 at Arrowhead, you weirdo. But that stuff's weird to me. I respect the Bengals a lot, actually, in their team, their organization. I was at the AFC Championship game. The Chiefs lost. So, the sad one. But nothing but class, at least shown to me, by Bengals fans. I sat next to a couple. It gets a little crazier online, but Twitter is not real. So that's why some people are hilarious. Like, I troll around a lot on Twitter. And they're like, you're blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, Twitter is not real. I have a Twitter account. I mean, I don't know how I have the following that I do because I literally got it for Chiefs news. Yeah. And anyway, Twitter is not real, okay? So fans are way more polite in real life, like all of them.
For sure. Well, it's always easy, what do they call them? Keyboard warriors or whatever. Yeah.
Thumbs.
Yeah. With
the Twitter.
But to your point, I do have a ton of respect for the Bengals. They've come a really long way in the last few years. They've got a great quarterback. They've got great receivers. I'll just leave it there. You know.
Look at this one.
What do we got? Versus hurt Mahomes. Exactly. Exactly. And I love how they want to bring that up, but didn't they remember that they are like 0-3 against Baker Mayfield or something? Isn't it like, yeah. So if we want to play that game. I
think he finally broke the curse.
Did he?
Burrow was winless, I think, against the Browns.
Yeah.
Well, and he beat him last season, though. But Deshaun Watson playing then?
Yeah, it wasn't Baker.
No, it wasn't Baker. So, yeah, I think he hadn't beat Baker, I believe, is what the statement is. But it doesn't matter, dude. Like, that stuff doesn't matter.
It's also a whole team.
Oh, I'm scared. I just got a Cash App. Britt Lyons with the 100 bomb. Hey, let's go, dude.
Let's go.
Thank you, Britt. Appreciate you, man.
Look at that.
Yeah, Britt's one of the legends. Spam them bees in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so I'm going back. I'm getting here. So you're born and raised in KC, been a lifelong Chiefs fan, Twitter following. That's kind of just popped up over the last few years.
Honestly,
like Twitter, because I remember I started Twitter like a year-ish ago, and you've gained a lot of followers over the last like year.
Yeah. So I would say middle of like the 2021 season, I only had about like 100 or so followers. And then I linked up with Kast, who...
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
We'll get more into that, but they're amazing. And then I kind of just got more comfortable and chatting and speaking my mind on Chiefs. And it kind of, again, to what you said earlier, I don't know how I have the following that I do, but I'm grateful. I love all the interactions I have on Twitter, and it just kind of grew from there. I like to troll occasionally, but I like to bring facts. I like to bring opinions. And honestly, I'm a big fan of like dad jokes, sarcasm. So that's a lot of what my feed is a lot of sarcasm. And I forget that sometimes on Twitter, people can't read or can't hear the sarcasm come through. So then you'll tweet something and I'll be like, this was sarcasm. But yeah, no, it's a lot of fun, and it's supposed to have fun with it, right? Like, it's social media. It's not supposed to be all serious. And I think sometimes people get on and try to make it all serious, but I'm not one of those people. I try to have fun with it. So
facts, same here. Somebody, I can't find the comment, but somebody said it must be nice to be a Chiefs fan. Well, it is now, but I've been a Chiefs fan my whole life, and it wasn't always nice. It was actually very sad for quite a while. It's been absolutely insane the last 5 years. I mean, even since Coach Reed came to town, things took a turn for the better over the past 10 years. But yeah, it wasn't always like that.
Wasn't. And I remember the 2-14 season, right before before Coach Reed came in, and
2012, I think. Yeah.
Between that and, I mean, we had some heartbreak in the 90s, some rough losses in playoff games. We were just never able to really get over the hump. But that's what makes it like so much more like worth it now, like just to be where we are now. I mean, I think I pinch myself at least once a day. I'm like, did we really win the Super Bowl again? Have we really been to 3 in the last 4 years? Like, do we really have Patrick Mahomes as a quarterback? And I can't tell you, like, going into free agency and going into the draft, how comforting it is to have Patrick Mahomes as a QB and not be in this like weird QB shuffle or be like, I don't know what's going to happen with us or how one of these new rookies is going to fare. So it's really nice, and I'm reveling in all of it. I'll say that much.
What is like over the past like 5 or so years, and you can't say a Super Bowl win, so let's remove those, because my question is, what's some of your favorite memories from just the Mahomes era? We could even just say Andy Reid era if you want, but take the Super Bowl wins out of it, because that's probably everybody's favorite. But outside of those, do you have a favorite, like could be a player or a play or a game? For like one that comes to mind to me, if we're removing Super Bowls and stuff, and the Chiefs didn't even win this game, but it was the Rams on it. Was it? It was either Monday night or Thursday night, but it was like 51-54. That game was freaking nuts.
It did. That game went off. That was crazy. I would have to say. So let me start
54
here.
54-51. Yeah.
Yeah. So let me start here. So my birthday's on the draft, during the draft, and the year we drafted Patrick Mahomes was on my birthday. Okay. So I was like, oh my gosh, we finally, like, Chiefs don't draft QBs in the first round. Like, that's just not something that we were doing. Like, we didn't. So when they went and traded up to get Patrick Mahomes, I was like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. And then obviously we know what's happened since then. But I would say moment in a game, Patrick Mahomes, Tennessee Titans, that play, gosh, that whole Super Bowl run that season in 2019 was incredible. And that's like that play with the Tennessee Titans when he broke tackles and I don't even remember how many yards he went, but scored that touchdown. And then he was like doing this in the camera.
He did one of these.
Yeah.
With his head.
That's when I knew. I was like, this is the guy, and we're winning the Super Bowl. Like, you could see it in his eyes. He was like, we're winning the Super Bowl. I don't care what it takes. So even going into that Niners game being down 10, I think it was like the fourth quarter, being down 10, I was like, no, that guy that did that run in the Titans game is not going to let us lose this game. And we didn't. We came back and won by like 11, right? So yeah.
Yeah,
I think we were down 10 and we scored 21 and unanswered or something. Yeah.
I'll never, like, that Texans comeback game was freaking insane. I mean, because was it 24-0?
It was, yes.
Dude, Chris with a 5. Let's go, man. Thank you so much, bro. And Britt, thanks again for the 100 bomb, brother. Appreciate you as always. Like, I'm excited to see a lot of you guys at the draft or the pre-draft hangout. Super excited for that. But yeah, that Houston Texans game, like the Chiefs, specifically since Patrick Mahomes is here. they give you the highest of highs and the lowest of lows when, maybe before Mahomes, I was just kind of just used to the lows. So I was just kind of letting that sit in. But dude, I go through my heart rate has to be like this every Chiefs game because it's rarely just, oh, that was an easy win. It's rarely like that.
It's never that. It's never that.
I almost feel like Andy Reid does it intentionally. Not intentionally to be like, we want close games, but I think he takes his foot off the pedal and he really saves plays and all kinds of stuff just preparing for the postseason. I really do believe that. I don't know if he would ever say it. It looks good when the Chiefs win all these close games, but then obviously fans are upset when we lose by a close margin. But obviously, with the Chiefs being the most winningest organization over the last 5 years, it's normally they win. But you guys in the comments, you have to agree. I feel like Andy Reid sometimes be doing that on purpose.
Man, so you're in that camp then? You really believe that so, for instance, the Colts game when everything that could go wrong did go wrong, which
was a straight up implosion.
It was, and I feel like I actually, not to toot my own horn, but I did say that we were going to lose to the Colts. That was one of the losses I predicted just because we always struggle against them. However, I really want to believe what you're saying, that Andy just plays close games. He does enough to get the job done, to get the wins. But it's easy to say that looking back over the season. In the moment when we're struggling to beat the Texans, it's really hard to be like, no, he planned it. That's what he wanted. He wanted to be close. It's really, especially when everyone's looking at nitpicking and trying to pull everything apart and be like, this is why we won't make it. So it's hard. It's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of this, like you said, a lot of up and down. But I don't know. I have faith in Andy. After this season, with all the rookies that we took to the Super Bowl and so much uncertainty, trading Tyreek, there was just a lot of questions. There was a lot of I don't know how this is going to work. We didn't really have a defined wide receiver one. But I think they've shown that with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid, you're never really out of it.
I'm doing a poll just to get a grid on does Andy Reid hold back in the regular season on purpose. I'm not necessarily saying he intentionally is I want the game 3 points. I just feel like at times he knows that the Chiefs are going to get to the postseason and he just be holding stuff back. For example, think of the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
The wide open Tony, wide open Sky. And what's crazy about the Sky one is they were in the wrong formation.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce was in the wrong formation.
Yeah.
I thought it was Sky. It wasn't. It was Kelce. And he was just on the wrong side, I believe. And you can actually watch the play, and Kelce goes like this because he knew. But Sky was so open, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That photo of Sky, that Sky touchdown photo is so hard because there is no body. It's just Sky. Anyway, I was saying all that to say they didn't have that. They ran a play like that with McColl early in the season, but then they stopped doing it, and they saved it.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're exploiting weaknesses of their teams, but it's just I don't know, man. It's such a good time to be a Chiefs fan. I just put it like that. It's crazy. We're over here debating, does Andy Reid hold off the pedal intentionally while we got other teams saying, you think we're going to win a game?
I know.
You think we're going to win more than 3 games next season? Broncos country. We got Mile High in here. I mean, they made a lot of moves, but they're going to be saying, is Russell Wilson going to do something? Is Sean Payton going to be enough to? I mean, they just want to win a game against the Chiefs, and we're talking about winning the AFC West 7 years in a row.
Can you believe it? Oh my gosh, no, it's crazy. Do you think? I have a question for you. Do you think that Sean Payton's going to be able to turn that Broncos organization around?
If anybody can do it, it's going to be this guy. I mean, I do think they're going to have a better season. Yeah, Chiefs fan for life said, thanks for the 2, brother. He said corn dog was used week 1 and not again till the Super Bowl. Yeah, and it was McColl. It was McColl that ran it. I think Sean Payton will turn the Broncos around. I don't know if, I still don't know if they're going to do anything crazy win the division. I think they still may finish 3rd. But maybe they'll go 500 this year instead of, way tilted on the win-loss ratio. I mean, Sean Payton's a good coach. I always said, if Andy Reid for some reason retired this year after winning, people were kind of asking about that. And I was like, well, he's not gonna, but if he did, I'd love to get Sean Payton because I knew he was available. I think if anybody can do it, Sean Payton can. I'll be curious more to see how Russell does and how long they actually keep that guy around, because you could get out from underneath him in the next year or two. They still have to eat a ton of cap, but that's what I'll be more curious about, because I think Sean Payton's going to be there longer than Russell if Russell continues to play like he did last year. So
yeah. I thought it was really interesting. I can't think of who they grabbed, but I know they grabbed some offensive linemen so far in free agency, and I don't know. It'll be really interesting because, Sean Payton with the Saints, I want to say even with Drew Brees that last season, they were still leading the league in like third down conversion. And I think that that's something that he's going after, because I think last season the Broncos were last in the league in third down conversion. So I think who's like, let's get some offensive linemen. And maybe the chat can help, but I'm not sure what guys they grabbed. I know they grabbed 2 guys on the offensive line. So I think he's maybe trying to turn that around and try and say, like, okay, we got to be able to convert at least on third down. We got to be able to get our defense off the field and keep them off the field, because they were not doing that last season. To your point, I don't know that I could see them going third. So yeah, Chiefs, Chargers, Broncos, Raiders, right? Like, we agree maybe that's probably.
Yeah, okay. That's where I'm kind of sitting right now. Yeah, Mike McGlinchey and Ben Powers is their 2 linemen.
That's who it was. Yeah. So they went after some weaknesses for sure. They're attacking what he feels like they need to do to turn it around immediately.
Speaking of making moves in the offseason, how have you liked the Chiefs' offseason moves so far with some of their additions? The more notable ones would be Jawan Taylor, linebacker Drew Tranquill, safety Mike Edwards. Who am I missing?
Charles
Minahu, yeah.
Yep.
So those are like the 4 big ones. How are you feeling about the Chiefs' offseason moves so far?
I'm good with them. I know there's people that are probably a little frustrated, and I would be lying if I said that I wasn't, because we haven't went and grabbed a wide receiver yet.
Yeah.
However, I'm really happy with the Jawan Taylor move. I like that he is a right tackle with nimble feet that can move over and be a left tackle. I do think that still leaves a little bit of mystery going into the draft. I think we could still draft a left tackle. I think people are assuming that, Jawan Taylor's immediately going to go in and become a left tackle, and we're going to be looking for a right tackle, even though we do have Niang. I just think that you could still go into the draft and get someone like, if they're available, Paris Johnson, maybe, Peter Skronsky. Either one of them play left tackle. Skronsky, I think I'm saying that right, actually plays left tackle and right tackle, so he's a little bit more versatile. So we might be able to grab someone like him, and you'd get him on a rookie deal, a cheaper contract, because I know we're paying Jawan Taylor, so it's like you can't put a lot of money into that other tackle position. But if you go get a rookie, maybe so. So I'm happy with Jawan Taylor. He's got good feet. I'm excited to see what he brings to the offense and what he does. He was with Doug Peterson last year, so he's got a little bit of that Andy Reid coaching tree in him already. So excited to see what he's going to do. I'm actually really excited about the Drew Tranquill grab. I think he had like 5 sacks last year, and like 140, I don't know how many tackles, but he, to me, is going to be a really great rotational linebacker that's coming in, and he's a guy that can rush the passer. And I think that's something that the Chiefs are really trying to get after, especially with Joe Cullen there now. Like, I think they're really trying to get after the passer. Last year we were, I think, second in the league behind the Eagles in sacks. Mm-hmm. So I think that this is showing that they're trying to get a defense that's going to be able to rush the passer from a lot of different angles. And Drew Tranquill is somebody that can do that. So I'm high on him. I'm high on Charles Omenihu. I'm never going to be
Omenihu. It's hard.
Omenihu. Try saying that.
It's a tough
5
one.
times fast.
When they first signed him, I was like, how the freak do you say this name?
Omenihu. I think I got it.
People pronounce it different anyway.
Yeah. But he's coming from a really strong defense. Coming from the Niners. Like, I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Again, another rotational guy on the edge, a speed guy. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I still think we need to grab another edge position. I wouldn't be shocked if we went and grabbed an edge in the draft. Like maybe first round. It's going to be hard because we're, 31? So I don't know if they're going to trade up. I don't know. It'll really depend on like how things fall. If there's a run on wide receivers. I know a lot of people are like, grab a wide receiver right away. But in Andy's offense, we've seen that wide receivers kind of take a while to adjust to his scheme and get into that. Even with Sky Moore, like I think Sky Moore will have a breakout season, but can we grab a wide receiver that's going to make an impact right away? I don't know. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited for the draft. I'm excited to see if we make any trades before the draft. I think that'll be that week prior. It'll be interesting to see what happens there, but I'm excited. And Hello, in Beach we trust.
Hey, let's go. Yeah, I mean, I agree with a lot of what you said. I'll be curious to see what the Chiefs do in round one. I wouldn't rule out a tackle, kind of like what you said. The Chiefs could take a stab at a tackle. I think what they've done this offseason so far, they've kind of set themselves up where, maybe you could argue aside from wide receiver right now, and the draft hasn't happened yet. So they could still make a move before and after. So after the draft, you're probably looking at like a veteran or like a veteran signing or just filling some depth there. Like you could maybe see a Justin Watson. I mean, Byron Pringle and D-Rob are both free agents, which is interesting. Not saying they're all coming, but I think they will bring one guy in. But I will be curious to see what the Chiefs do in the draft because Veach has kind of set them up to where they're not in a there's not a position, maybe you could argue wide receiver, aside from that they're like, in this draft, first round, we have to trade up and get this position. Jawan Taylor, if they don't find a tackle, here's the thing, Brett Veach and company, we know this, they have true round one grades on certain people. Last year they had 22 or something like that, true round one grades in the first round, so there's 32. So 22 of the 32. They saw McDuffie fall. They knew they needed a corner, especially with Ward going. Mike Hughes was gone. They needed a lot of work in their secondary. So they went up and grabbed McDuffie to a lot of our surprise. I think they could do that this year. They'll just look at the board. They'll look at who's falling. If one of the receivers, JSN ain't going, he's not going to be in the 20s. But I'm just saying, if there's a receiver, Quentin Johnson, I don't know, somebody that the Chiefs are high on, I think they'll move up and get one. It could be a tackle. It could be an edge. Could be a wide receiver. I mean, right now, I'm like, I would think it would be a wide receiver or an edge before a tackle. But here's my thing. If there's a tackle that they're really high on, even if it's a right tackle, and they're like, hey, this right tackle is going to be solid. I mean, if you're saying compared to Kennard, who is probably just going to be a guard, or Niang, because Wiley's gone with EB. Shout outs to EB. But that means they could kick Taylor to the left and knowing they have a solid right and then they have the best interior trio in the league.
Yep.
So think about that. If Mahomes has 5 seconds every play, I mean, people are going to get open.
Yep.
They're just going to get open. And then you know what happens if the line is that good? Teams don't like to blitz Mahomes, but they'll feel like they have to. And Mahomes just annihilates the blitz every time. One of the best. Well, I say one of the best, possibly the best QB statistically against the blitz, just exposing teams when they blitz too many. So, yeah, I'll be curious. Like, some people in here are probably like, well, who do you think they're going to draft? Well, I don't know at the moment, but I will say they're gonna look at their position of need, and if they have a true round one grade, I think they will. I don't see why Brett Veach and company wouldn't move up, whether it's a wide receiver, an edge, or a tackle. I kind of talked along there, but yeah. I was piggybacking on your thoughts. Someone said we signed Jalen Carter?
Wait.
No.
What?
Wait, Jennifer? What? Let me check Twitter. She doesn't normally troll. What are you talking about?
It's April Fool's. I'm so gullible.
Oh,
So
she's lying. I mean, he's going to go early in the draft, so I don't know what you're talking about over there, Jennifer. What are you doing over there?
So... you said Quentin Johnson. Is that like the wide receiver you're looking at that you'd be hyped on if we got?
I've just been looking at a lot of mock drafts and just seeing receivers that could be going in some of the top receivers, but depending on the mock draft you look at, I'm like, yo, some of these guys are falling into the late teens, around 20. But once you get to 20, I get nervous because right around there is the Ravens, and I can't remember the other team, but they both need wide receivers, for sure. I don't know who, just depends on who you ask about who's the wide receiver that the Chiefs should get. Problem is the Chiefs aren't going to know either until the day, and they just start seeing who goes off the board. It would be interesting to see, because sometimes once one team moves early in the draft, other teams follow suit because they're afraid.
Yeah.
If here's the thing, if round one gets super receiver happy and tackle happy early, and there's edges that the Chiefs they'll just go grab one.
Yeah.
I'm just be curious to see how the draft falls.
Well, and it'll be interesting to see who's still there at 21, who they'll trade up for like they did with McDuffie last year.
The Chargers are at 22, I think, and they're not going to trade with us. And they need a receiver.
Who's at 21? Because we could
Ravens. I think it's 21 is Ravens, 22 is Chargers. It's like somewhere right around there. But carry on with your thoughts.
So we had on, little plug here, we had on Daniel Harms from RGR. He was on Kingdom Kast with us on Thursday, and he is someone, if you don't follow him on Twitter, make sure you're following him. He's a great film analyst. He will break down film. That's his whole job. So he gives a lot of great reports, scouting reports on wide receivers, edge rushers, anything. So anyway, we had him on the show. And we were talking wide receivers, and someone that I've been really high on is Josh Downs. I am a Carolina fan, so trying to take that biasness out of it. But I like Josh Downs a lot. He spoke really highly of him. He's a shifty guy. He's someone who could fall to us at 31. So if there's a run on wide receivers, we could still see someone like Josh Downs get taken by us without having to trade up. And he is a smaller guy, but he's someone, like I said, he's shifty. He's got great route running. He's able to create separation. So he's someone that I would like to see them take for a wide receiver if possible. I also like Quentin Johnson. I just don't know if he's going to be there.
Yeah, I don't know either. No, love that. While I was thinking about it, I wanted to pull this up and give a shout out to Kingdom Kast. We're finally getting to the point of where I was earlier, because I was saying you kind of got active more on social media, started growing. Mm-hmm. You got involved with Kingdom Kast. I don't even know how long the podcast has been going, but you joined Kingdom Kast. Was it for the 2021 season? Is that right?
Yeah. So one of our guys on there, Chuck, he was out for a little bit of time, so they needed another person. And Country Boy hit me up. He was like, "You seem like you like to talk sports. Do you want to come on?" And I gladly was like, yeah, let's do it. And so this was November of 21. Yeah. And so midway through the 2021 season, I hopped on there. We ended up having great chemistry. We love chatting. They're great guys. It's me, Chuck, Country, Boogie. We have a great time. We really are just fans who love to talk about our team and, dive in and give our thoughts and sometimes cry when things don't go our way, but it's a great time. And so got in with them and haven't looked back, and now we're going on another second off season with them, and that's just kind of where things took off, and people started interacting more on Twitter, and it's been awesome. It's been really great. We get to interview some really great guys. Like I said, we had Daniel Harms on this last week.
Carrington on there.
We've had Carrington. He's been on there.
Jason Dunn.
Jason Dunn was on, not this last Thursday, but the Thursday before. He was awesome. It was great to get his insight, being that he's a past player. Yeah. So it was really great to get his insight on the combine, what he experienced through free agency. He talked about contracts and kind of what that looks like from a player's perspective. It's easy for us to talk about contracts from an outsider's view and be like, I don't know why they gave him that much money, or I don't know why they're not paying him. But Jason Dunn really shed some light on, there's a lot more to it. So it was really great to get his perspective on it. He was awesome. We appreciate him coming on. So we do try to get guests as much as we can. We just love getting outside perspective. So it's a really good time. Sometimes it's just the four of us and we have a good time, and I just giggle through the whole thing. We're having fun. We really are.
I love it. And that's why I wanted to at least pull y'all's page up. If you guys want more from Kylie and the other three guys, I think it's, is it Chuck, Country, Boogie?
Yes.
Is that all right? Okay, good. Yeah. So I like just kind of shedding light on other channels. Some of you guys may not know about Kingdom Kast, so there's their channel. The link's in the description, or you can literally click the Kingdom Kast. I have them tagged in the title, but Kylie's on there pretty much every week.
Yep.
Every week, and it's a way you can support another just channel, another part of Chiefs Kingdom. I mean, it's weird. Some people are like thinking this is like competition, but I think there's plenty of room in the kingdom for all kinds of channels. So everybody brings their own flavor, their own perspective, their own differences. And that's why, like, this offseason, I'm trying to make it a point to just collab with a lot of Chiefs Kingdom. Like, that's why I had Dan Harms on last week. I'm having Ryan Tracy on this week.
Another great guy.
Yeah, having you on. I've had Seth Kaiser on recently.
That's dope.
So yeah, just trying to pull in different perspectives of the kingdom, because I don't know everything, and I don't claim to know everything, and I like getting other perspectives. So
yeah. I do want to mention, I won't tell the whole story, but Chuck, one of the guys that's on Kingdom Kast with me, I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys go back, but the Texans game where we were losing 24-0, Chuck was the guy who was at the game and then left, and then recorded himself leaving, and he was like, I'm leaving. I'm clearly cursed or whatever. And as soon as he left is when we started winning. And that's when we made that crazy comeback. So he was once known as Bad Luck Chuck. He's recently changed his name back to Good Luck Chuck because he finally got to go back to a playoff game and we won. So he's able to break the curse. But that is one of the guys on the show. I didn't want to give him his whole story, but
that's awesome.
He brings, yeah. So if you remember him, he's on our show with us. So he's awesome. Chuck's awesome.
Yeah, shout outs to them. Somebody said Kingdom Kast with a K. I need to subscribe ASAP. Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
Support them.
And we do, we're live on Thursdays, so you guys can interact like you're doing here. We love interacting with you guys in the chat. Nice. It's a good time. Yeah, we have fun. Come by. Come join.
Julia. Or no. Chief Kelsey said, I feel like the sweet spot for the Chiefs to trade up is about 25 or 26. Yeah. They can get up there. I mean, they can get up hopefully a little further if they need to, but yeah, they got plenty of at least right now pending. We could maybe end on this, talking a little bit wide receiver stuff, but pending if a trade happens before the draft. I mean, just looking at their picks now, they've got plenty. Mm-hmm. Okay, everybody's talking about this, but let's just go ahead and talk about it because everyone's curious, like the Chiefs wide receiver position, what's going on there. My kind of thoughts right now, I don't think Veach is done with the wide receiver room. And like the main obvious reason as to why I think that is they offered Juju a contract. So the fact that even though it wasn't like the report is what the Patriots offered Juju was notably richer than what the Chiefs did, but still it was reported the Chiefs offered Juju a contract with the goal to have him come back and kind of play the same role he did last season. So the fact that they didn't get him, I know the initial reports from like Jane Palmer and others are the Chiefs are high on Tony and Sky and just believe they're going to step up and they can make it work with those guys. And I think they can. I mean, if Tony is healthy all next season, it's a wrap for his stats. He's going to go 1,000 yards at least. Oh my gosh. But like, where are you sitting? You think anything's going to happen before the draft? I mean, there's the D-Hop whispers or other. Like, I think Veach is calling everybody, trying to see what's out there. The problem is, and then I'll let you answer, is at least right now, the Chiefs have no money. They have $4.8 million cap space. You need about 3 of that for draft picks. So they kind of have to make a move. They definitely have to make a move before the draft if they make a move. I'm talking about make a move to free up. Like if the Chiefs, let me get my thoughts. If the Chiefs make a move for a receiver or somebody before the draft, it's going to eat into that cap space. They're going to have to free it up for draft picks regardless. So I'm like, hopefully a Chris Jones extension comes and the Chiefs get money. But right now, they don't really have a lot. But do you still feel like something could happen before the draft at the wide receiver position?
I do. I think so. Right now we have Tony, Sky, and
MVS.
Thank you, MVS.
Yeah.
So we definitely need at least 3 more. I do think that they'll bring back Justin Watson. I know he's a little inconsistent, but he seems to have pretty good chemistry with Mahomes. I think Mahomes likes him a lot. He's someone you can get back for cheap. So I think that's someone you might see them resign. That might not happen, though, until after the draft. I do think a Chris Jones, or at least I hope a Chris Jones extension is coming to help free up some space. A name that's been floating around, and I don't even know how much space we would need, I'll be honest, to get him, but is Brandon Ayuk from the Niners. I would totally be down to get him on our team. I do think it would require a second round, maybe a first round draft to trade for him. So I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I would like to know what you guys think we would need to trade to get Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah, that's been a topic. I did a video on that recently, and he is definitely a guy that it kind of fits Veach's MO. Like he's still on his rookie deal. My main thing with Ayuk right now is, would the 49ers really give that guy up at the moment? He's super cheap. Next year is his 5th-year option, and that's where it gets like tricky because Ayuk is $14 million cap hit next year, and then Debo's like 24, 28. So that's a lot of cap tied into 2 receivers. So my thoughts are, well, maybe they would be willing to trade Ayuk and like kind of offload him if they could load up in this year's draft and start developing a guy sooner than later. But I would love to get Ayuk, but people are saying a 2nd, a 1st, and a 5th.
Yeah.
Some of the arguments of going to get somebody like Ayuk would be, well, you know what you have in Ayuk.
Yeah.
With the draft pick, you're just unsure. And yeah, of course, Ayuk is going to cost money, but this year he won't. And then next year, it's around $14 million if you're just going to go off the fifth-year option. I think they would get a longer-term deal done with him. But I like the idea. There's probably some other receivers like that are on their rookie deal. They're not yet paid, that Brett Veach is probably inquiring about. But I love that idea. Who knows what the Chiefs are going to do.
I know. I feel like every time we're looking left, they're looking right. And it's anytime someone zigs, they zag. So, which is good. I appreciate that because then, no one ever really knows what they're doing. And like last year, instead of going after another wide receiver one, they did more of a wide receiver room by committee, which was great. Worked out really well. We won a Super Bowl, so I'm into it. But could you imagine Brandon Ayuk with like a decent QB? Like thinking about him with Jimmy G, and then who else did he?
Trey Lance,
Brock Purdy last year.
And he went up for 1,000 yards.
Right.
And
so this year, if we could get him on our team, imagine him with Mahomes. It would be crazy. So I'm all for that. I'm trying to think who else.
Terry McLaurin, Chris Wright said, on rookie deal with year 4. The thing is, we love a lot of these ideas, but the question that I have is, would the teams be willing to let these guys go?
And to the Chiefs. I think that's the other thing, too, is they know we're already fierce competition. Do you really want to give someone that they think highly of?
Yeah. Part of me wonders, because the Chiefs haven't made a real move at the wide receiver position, right? Part of me wonders if some teams just don't want to deal with the Chiefs. I mean, I don't know if it's that petty, because business is business at the end of the day. But yeah, with the Chiefs' success, I wonder if some teams at times are kind of like, we don't want them to go over there.
Yeah. I wonder if it's a little bit of that, but I also think Brett Veach plays a little bit of hardball.
No, he does. Yeah.
And I think he's someone who's he doesn't get pushed around. I think we've seen that become pretty clear over the last 2 seasons. He's not going to pay if he doesn't want to. So, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit of they're like, we can't work with you. You're not going to give us anything but a 5th round pick. We're asking for a 2nd, bro. No. So I don't know. It could be a little of that too.
Yeah, I mean,
winners are in win now mode. Absolutely.
3 receivers gone. McCole, Juju, Justin Watson still a free agent. So I think moves will definitely be made there. I'll be just curious to see. I think the Chiefs could disappoint us. Well, disappoint some of us, and I don't know that they'll go get Odell or trade for D-Hop. They could. It would be. I feel like signing Odell. You could. Everybody wants to know this anyway, so you could give me your Odell and D-Hop thoughts. I feel like Odell is a bit more realistic of being a vet that they bring on. They don't have to give up draft capital for, but he wants $15 million. He's not going to get that. I am higher on D-Hop than Odell, but it's still the fact of you've got to trade for the guy, take on his contract. It's a little sweeter though now. I think the Cardinals know they're not going to get a 2nd-round pick for D-Hop. Then it's kind of been tossed around, rumored that if the Cardinals make a trade, they're going to have to eat some of D-Hop's $19 million salary this year. So it wouldn't be as big of a cap hit. My thing is the Chiefs don't have that much money right now. So I'm what are your thoughts there? Let's say they created, because they can do enough to make cap room. What are your thoughts? Would you rather see a D-Hop trade? Would you rather see Odell? Or this is what's probably going to happen is
door number 3.
Yeah, what's probably going to happen is something else in door number 3. But since everybody wants to talk about those two, do you have thoughts?
Yeah. So let's start with OBJ. I like OBJ. Obviously, he's brought a lot to the league in his time that he's been with the league. He's coming off an injury. We haven't really seen him play in over a year. I know he can bring value, but how healthy is he going to be? Doesn't he have 2 ACL tears?
Same knee.
Yeah, same knee. So that's obviously a concern in a wide receiver room that we already have a few health concerns in. So I don't know that I really want to. I'm certainly not going to bring him in for $15 million. I think
so much.
That's so much money. I get it. You think highly of yourself, but I just don't think $15 million is gonna fly. I think, me personally, I wouldn't want to give more than 8 for him. If you want to do 8 with some incentives, I would be good with that. But I'm certainly not going to go over 10. I don't know. We'll see what happens with that. I will say I think I would be higher on D-Hop just because the injuries aren't as much of a concern. I think he's someone that can come in and make a splash right away. Again, to your point, we would have to trade picks away. I don't know. I mean, at this point, we have 10 picks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 picks. So we definitely have the draft capital to do it. So I'm not as worried about that, but I would rather see D-Hop than OBJ personally, just because the health, and I think he's going to be a little bit more productive than OBJ would be. Plus, I think he brings a little less, how do I say this nicely, drama to the room. No disrespect, but, you know.
No, I feel that, and I see everybody here. A lot of people saying D-Hop, some people saying Odell. Dre, bring back D-Rob. Fax Kellerman, keep our picks, move heaven and earth next year, and move up for Marvin Harrison Jr. So, yeah, you'll get a lot of thoughts. King Mo says, hey, Kai, nice to see you in person. So, shout-outs to King Mo.
Hey.
And then I know you've got to go soon. It's 1:08. I know you have lunch soon, but here's a question since we're going to be, you're going to lunch. Quick question for both of y'all. If you see this, said Anthony, I'm heading to KC for the draft. Just wondering, what are some of y'all's favorite places to eat? I feel like that's always a good conversation with a fellow Kansas Cityan.
Oh, man. So I feel like the obvious answer is always barbecue, right? Like people are always like, barbecue, what are you going to eat? Barbecue. So I'm going to start there. So my favorite places, I like Jack Stack. If you're going for sides, Jack Stack is the way to go. There's a couple of them around the area, so you can likely find one wherever you go. I really like Casey Joe's. Go get the Z-Man. Don't wait. Run. Don't walk. Go get the Z-Man. It's amazing. Great sandwiches, great ribs, great beans. They have really good beans there. Gates Barbecue, my favorite for sauce. I think their barbecue sauce is the best. These are all just my opinions. You can tell I have no opinions about barbecue, right?
I love Gates. I'm a big Gates proponent on this channel, and people don't like that.
Really?
Some people don't. Well, my argument is Gates is the most authentic Kansas City experience.
For sure.
Might not be the best barbecue.
Their sauce is so good.
Like, they've got great aspects. I'm just saying, some people are like, well, Gates isn't the best in Kansas City. I'm like, okay, but it's still, it's good, above average in my opinion, and the experience is like top. Like, you have to go.
Yeah.
I always tell people, if you're in Kansas City, you have to go to Gates no matter what, and then you want to go to Q39, Jack Stacker, Casey Joe's. Okay, cool, but you got to go to Gates.
You got to go to Gates, and you have to know what you want. I don't want to give too much away, but they will yell at you if you don't know what you want. That's what I think you may be mentioning with you talk about, like the ultimate Kansas City barbecue experience. So I do appreciate that about them. Q39 is really good. You mentioned them.
Yeah.
I like to call them like business barbecue because I feel like it's a little bit more like business lunch barbecue. Like, they're good. Their food's really good. Slaps is really good. I don't know if you've had Slaps yet.
I have not.
They're in the West Bottoms, I think. But oh my gosh, so many barbecue places. You really can't go wrong in Kansas City with barbecue. Like, anywhere you go is going to be delicious. Arthur Bryant's. Oh my gosh. LC's. I don't know if anyone. Yeah.
I've been to all those.
There's so many. I'm trying to think like non-barbecue. It's hard to get out of a barbecue tunnel that I'm in now.
Somebody said Town Topic.
Oh yeah, Town Topic burgers.
Chris with another 5. Oh
What's
my gosh,
up?
legend! Let's go, man. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Gosh, now I'm like, you've just like built my entire appetite up for barbecue.
I haven't eaten yet today, so gotta be eaten. Arthur Bryan says the OG said K Wayne Whataburger. What do you think about Whataburger? You like it? Have you had it since it's been to KC?
Oh, I've had it. Yeah.
Okay.
So I like Whataburger. I feel like part of Whataburger's charm was that you couldn't really get it before, and now that it's like easily accessible, it's maybe lost a little bit of its luster, but it's really good. It's a great cheeseburger. I mean, I've never had their breakfast. Someone said that their breakfast was really good. Have you had their breakfast?
No, I've had them like 4 times, twice in Texas, like years ago, and then twice here because I gave it another go. I'd rather get Sonic.
Oh, is it because of the drinks?
I just think Sonic tastes better.
Yeah.
Now, people get mad at me when I say that. I'm not saying I like Sonic. Not really. I'm saying if I'm going to go to that level of a burger place, I'm just going to go to Sonic. Where I'd really rather go is like Unk's, locally owned here, or Culver's, or even Freddy's.
I will die on the hill that Culver's has the best cheeseburger. Don't
good.
Get mad at me. Don't hate on me for this.
It's so good.
Culver's has a really good cheeseburger. Really good. And they have really good cheese curds. I could talk about food all day. Like,
In-N-Out.
clearly.
Have you been at In-N-Out?
I
That's not
have.
Kansas City.
No, I went to an In-N-Out in like Phoenix or something. And it's also really good. I think between that and Whataburger, though, I feel like those were always compared because those were two that you could never really get here. I liked Whataburger better. So.
You liked Whataburger better than In-N-Out?
Yeah, I think.
My wife's from the West Coast, so I've had In-N-Out a ton. Like, you have to get their fries well done and then add extra salt because their fries aren't the best. I will say that. Their fries aren't the best, but, dude, I love their burgers. I'll get like a quadruple.
Yeah.
So good. A 4x4.
Aren't their fries like skinny?
Yeah, they're like made in house. They're not the best, but get them well done. Anyway, there's not a In-N-Out here, so it doesn't matter. But the Scrambling Armchair's in here. What's up, dude? Have you heard of Scrambling Armchair?
I haven't. No.
So he has a YouTube channel with a couple thousand subs now, maybe a little bit more. He does just Chiefs news all the time.
Perfect. I'll look you up. Scrambling Armchair.
He is a faceless channel, so I don't know what this guy looks like. I try to get him to go on camera, and he's like, nah, I ain't doing that. So, but he provides super, like, in-depth stuff, like, way deeper than even I would.
That's dope.
So, yeah, he's dropped, like, 31 videos in a row or something. He's gone every day. He's, like, on a streak right now. But, yeah, the Scrambling Armchair shouted me out in a video recently, too, so appreciate you, man. But, yeah, he's another... He said, I'm too handsome to appear in live action. Yeah, he's another one of those channels, just another little pocket in Chiefs Kingdom that, I think is doing great work as well. Bud with the 3 months. Try a Dr. Pepper shake from Whataburger.
Oh, I've heard about this. Is it that good?
I do like their spicy ketchup.
Yeah.
I do like that.
I love Dr. Pepper. So, like, if I don't drink a lot of pop, but if I do, it's going to be Dr. Pepper. So I think I got to get my hands on this shake.
McDonald's is not the GOAT.
What?
Pacey. McDonald's is like... I do like their fries, actually, but McDonald's, come on, man.
I never feel good after McDonald's. I'll just say.
This man did not just say Freddy's over Whataburger? Yeah, Freddy's is better than Whataburger.
It is. You have to...
for sure.
Maybe...
It's all opinion, guys. I'm just saying my opinion. You guys can disagree, but, dude, people don't like when I say Sonic is better than Whataburger. I grew up with Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
And they're good. I mean, they're not my favorite. Like, I'm not going to go there. But I'm just saying, if someone says, do you want to go to Whataburger? I say, no, we should just go to Sonic. It's better.
I'll be honest. I'll go to Sonic I really love their drinks. It's a great drink spot. Cheddar bites.
Restaurants.
What is this?
How about those restaurants? We just changed the channel name.
Let's do it. How about those restaurants? Oh, okay. Well.
What'd you say you like just now?
Cheddar bites.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Cheese curds, any like fried cheese. I can talk about food. We've just been on a squirrel trail of food.
Well, we're about to jump off, but anyway, I was like, food is a good thing to talk about. Like, here's the thing: in the off season, everybody talks about the same stuff.
Yep.
Everybody's talking draft, which is fine, and I'm getting my study on for the draft to be able to do some draft content. But everybody's talking about Chiefs free agency moves, roster holes, and sometimes I'm like, this is a bonus stream. It's Saturday. We can talk. We don't always have to talk. I mean, we're talking KC food primarily, so it's fine. And somebody asked the question, Sonic onion rings. Yeah, those are pretty good. Chiefs creator sphere is replacing the mainstream media, said Scrambling Armchair, led by the Burgundy Warbeard, she calls me. No more Skip. No more Stephen A. Keep the kingdom in the kingdom. I mean, dude, Skip's never had a nice thing to say. I do like...
Never, ever.
I do like Shannon, though. I do.
Well, I like Shannon a lot. I like that he brings perspective from actually playing the game, whereas Skip thinks he knows a lot and he's never played. And he's just kind of a nightmare. Personal opinion on Skip Bayless. He was on something this morning. Anyway, I'm getting distracted. But I like Shannon. I like that I feel like he always protects or looks out for Mahomes when he has to, which is like every day because Skip just hates on him relentlessly, which is just silly.
It's all for clicks.
It is. Clickbait.
Dustin said, I like your opinion on football more than burgers. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll eat any burger. I mean, I'd rather just grill one, but so I don't discriminate that much. But Whataburger, I know Mahomes is high on Whataburger, man, but it is not that good.
Shout out to him, though, for bringing him to the area, right?
He did.
Yeah, so at least there's that option now.
Have you met any Chiefs players that are currently on the roster?
Chris Jones. I met him last summer. Well, I met him at training camp.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So, yeah, he's huge. I don't think I need to say that, but
a big boy.
I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
That's awesome. He's jealous because Dallas sucks? What are we talking about?
Because Skip is jealous because Dallas sucks.
Oh, yeah, they're not good.
Yeah.
Super high on Dak.
Ugh.
He had to switch from Dak to Burrow because Dak is not him. So he's just doing what he can. But it's just for clicks. Well, Kylie, thanks so much for hanging out.
This was so fun.
I'm glad you're the second in-guest studio live stream that we've done. So Carrington, you, and the third one has to be just as good as you guys. So we'll have to get another. It's a high bar between you and Carrington. So we'll have to get a good third guest for the first three in studio live streams. This is a lot of fun. Thanks guys for hanging out. Thanks for showing support to Kylie. Thanks for all the gifteds, the likes, and then all the subs. Let's see. Was it 528? It's jumped up. 546. Let's go.
Thanks, guys. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how you can find Kylie on future vids. I mean, we'll have you on again before the season or something, even if it's virtually.
I love it.
Post-COVID, whatever is normal now.
I know, right?
Just get on a Zoom. But yeah, you can find her, Kingdom Kast. You can find her on Twitter at the Kylie Winfrey.
The Kylie Winfrey, yes.
Yeah, I'll pull it up right. Oh, it's in the description too. But you can follow her there for Chiefs takes and all that good stuff. And then
the occasional dad
Kingdom
joke.
Kast. Dad jokes.
I'm a big fan of dad jokes, yeah.
My humor is so dry and sarcastic. I have a big appreciation for dad jokes.
I do too.
Before we get off, I have to show you guys this. There was what the heck? Oh, I'm pushing the wrong button. There was a joke going around for Brandon Perna that we did today. Somebody ordered a bunch of these shirts for different creators. And so I jokingly said today on Twitter, guys, announcement, I'm leaving for Colorado next week to work as Brandon Perna's new editor full-time. He's paying me in Bronco tiers from losing to the Chiefs 15 times in a row, but that payment is more than enough. This shirt is not good, but Tom Grossi's got it on. I mean, everybody's got it. And yeah, it was just a little prank that we did for Perna. I definitely put the shirt on, tucked it in just to be a dweeb. And we were about to leave the house. And my wife said, "You're not leaving in that, are you?" I was like, well, I guess not. So I didn't wear that out in public. But that was a little fun thing we did for Brandon Perna. And what is today? April Fool's Day. I almost said, I don't know, some wrong holiday. I would pay for that shirt, said Elmo. This show is better than Speak. That show is trash. What is Speak?
I don't know what Speak is.
Should we know? I don't watch a lot of the like mainstream media stuff. Is Speak with Speak on FS1. Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, Emmanuel.
Well, definitely. It's funny. We both know who it is as soon as we pull this up.
I know who the people.
Hey!
That's right. Oh.
Yeah, I can't do that show.
Cole has a crazy setup in here too, by the way. I don't know if you guys can see, but he's got some really cool stuff behind, and this is I don't want to say like the Bat Cave, but it's kind of like
the Bat Cave.
Kind of like the Bat Cave.
Look at the back of that chair. You see that logo?
Yeah. It's definitely like there's even a Batman logo. So this is a really cool spot. I want to say thank you before we leave. Thank you so much for having me on. I know you guys are already supporting him. I know you're already killing it, but go ahead, hit thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed if you are not. Continue to follow him on Twitter. His shorts, his videos on Instagram are amazing. It's easy to get all your information really quickly, which I know our attention spans are really short these days.
Mine's bad.
Yeah. So make sure you're looking him up. Make sure you're watching the shorts because it's a great way to get all the information you need. And thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. This was so fun.
Appreciate the kind words and the encouragement. Yeah, it's been a crazy journey, and I'm excited for this season. For all of Chiefs Kingdom, man. I mean, with Patrick Mahomes here, it's if it's up, then it's up, then it's up. Is that how the song goes?
Yeah, I think so.
So, are you going to the draft?
I will be it's my birthday. It's on my birthday.
Are you going?
Yes.
Okay.
I won't be at the draft on Thursday, but I'll be out and about in Kansas City downtown watching the draft. I think we're going to try and do Friday.
Fire.
So, yeah.
Awesome. Well, maybe I'll see you down there. I'm going to be hunkered in the Bat Cave like during, but we're going to go up during the day.
Yeah. You got a lot to report. There would be a lot of information.
I got 2 editors coming because we're gonna try to crush the content, but there's just so much.
Yeah.
And the problem is, and this is the hard thing about the draft, guys, for me before we get off, I have no idea who the Chiefs are gonna draft. So you could study 200 players and the Chiefs get 2 of them.
Right.
So when they draft them, we'll get it going. But hey, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Kylie's gonna go have lunch at Jack Stack with her mom. I'm gonna go hang out with my girls. They're having quiet time in their rooms, and I'm gonna go spend some time with them and Danny. So appreciate you guys hanging out, and until next time, let's go
Chiefs.
Let's freaking go.
Let's freaking go.
There it is.
How about those Chiefs?